Modern Storage Unpacked. Let's go.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Modern Storage Unpacked, the podcast where we make space for what matters. I'm Hannah, your host.
And I'm Kaylee, your co-host.
We are so excited. We are actually going into something today. I call it TWWTK, things we wish tenants knew. And we do love all of our tenants. Definitely want to make that clear.
Yes.
But obviously, I mean, I know I go places and, you know, there's just some things that you don't realize maybe as like a customer yourself unless like you're in the industry.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of the times, like, we encounter a lot of first-time people who maybe don't fully read the contract that they're signing of what they can and can't.
Yeah, or
bring.
know why there's certain policies in place, you know, too. Like, I don't know if you've ever went out to eat with somebody with like a friend that has never been in the restaurant industry before. And like,
Yeah.
you know, you're just like, gosh, like they just need to go, even if it's for a week, try it out.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Very much so.
So yeah, just kind of shedding a little bit of light, explaining why not just us, but I'm sure other places have certain policies in their rental contract. And again, it's more just to make everyone's life easier, make sure everyone's stuff is safe and all that fun stuff. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next podcast or future ones. But let's dive into it. Kayla, I know that you're really curious because you don't see the day-to-day
so
struggles we might face.
Yeah, so I'm probably right in there with all of our tenants that maybe do some of these things because I'm definitely not familiar with all of the ins and outs of what tenants should know. So, I mean, I guess starting off, what are some like key things that you wish tenants would know during their move-in process? So they've signed the contract and they've packed up their truck and they're about to ram the gate right now.
The first one would be to make sure you read your rental agreement. We definitely have a lot of people that will, you know, call or come in, ask all these questions within like the first few weeks. And like all of this stuff, I promise, is going to be in the rental agreement. We do even email the signed copies after you sign it, you know, to your email if you did it in person. If it's like online, you would have that too. But definitely just reading the contract. So, you know, I promise half the questions are going to be answered right through there. But also gate codes. So gate codes are unique to the tenant. And obviously we advise not sharing them with people because, you know, that's your code.
Yeah.
But we do get that from time to time if you have someone helping you move or things like that. But then things go sideways, just so you know, we can change that. If you ever shared it with someone and a bad breakup happened and you need to change that, call us. It takes 2 seconds and a click of a button. So speaking of the gate as well, I see a lot of people tailgate, you know, their cars through the gates and things like that. And I get it. The gate's open. Why sit there, wait for it to close and kind of do your thing? But for one, I wouldn't trust a gate closing and my car is going to stop it and open it back up. Like, you don't want to risk damage to your car. But also, it's for security. Like, we do have like a system that logs every time a code's used and things like that.
So it shows that I was
you
there.
came in the gate at this time, you know, yada, yada.
Something happened. Because if not, then it's like, well, we don't have record of you ever coming in.
Yeah, like people are like, yeah, last time I was here. And it's like looking through and it's like, well, I don't see your gate, you know, thing was logged. So it's just kind of like keep an accurate record if needed, and also just like safety for your car. Another thing is making sure your lock is secure on your unit. You'd be surprised how many people actually like, I mean, we do the whole thing. We keep all of our units locked, whether they're vacant or not. So we have to like take off our lock and then put another one on. And they get their lock, they put it on, but you know, the next few days as they're moving things in and out, and we're doing lock checks the next week, there's no lock on their unit, but it's full of stuff. And I'm like, hey, come lock up your belongings. I don't know. That surprises me. But it happens.
I wonder if people just automatically think maybe they like auto lock or something. I don't know. Like, what is
a lot of the times it's like a forgetfulness thing, because we reach out to be like, hey, your lock's off, go put it back on. They're like, oh, my bad, I forgot to swing by, or forgot to put it back on, it fell in my purse, something.
Listen, sometimes I leave my door open and sometimes my key is sitting right in the door.
You did that?
Yes, I have definitely done that.
Is it like just the key by itself?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have it on like a key ring with other keys?
I mean, I do, but not with like other important keys. It's literally just the only key. And so I'll go in, unlock it, walk in, do my thing, say hello to my dogs. And then, my fiance comes in. He's like, you left the key in the door.
That's hilarious. I have never heard of that. Insurance companies, so I know like the insurance that we have through, it's like a third party service, but if you ever like need to put a claim in for theft, there has to be like a visible sign of forced entry. Like if you did not lock your unit back up and that's why someone stole it, it's not covered. That's like kind of your fault is what they put. So that's another thing too. Yeah. Because we just kind of talked about it is insurance. It really is not a suggestion. I know we require it at our location. It really does play a huge part when things go unexpectedly. You are obviously paying to store your items and you care for your items and, you know, they're valuable to you. So if you go to a place that necessarily doesn't require it, I still would absolutely recommend looking into getting insurance. And a lot of private like renters or homeowners insurance will have a personal property section in there for like offshore storage. What am I trying to say? Off-site storage? Yeah, that.
Offshore.
We're in the ocean.
Okay, so if you are, moving in and you've done all of the correct things and now it is time to move out. What are some other tips that you wish that they would know? Kind of especially during the move out process, because say that I've been renting the storage unit for the last like 15 years. So yeah, what do I need to do besides obviously move all my stuff out? But could I like leave some of the stuff that like I don't want anymore?
No. That's actually a big one. Actually, like that's a huge reason I feel like why I wanted to do a podcast like this, because there's just some things people don't know, and I would love to share some light. So for one, you got to tell us, like you have to let us know some sort of communication. I know we're like month-to-month contracted, probably same with other places, but there is some sort of cancellation notice you might need to give, and ours is a 10-day written notice. So it's not terrible, but let us know. But so that would be the first one. The second one, remove your lock. I don't know why this one's actually so big. So if your lock is on your unit, there's no master keys to these. We have no idea if there's items inside or items not, but the amount of people that move out and leave their lock on their unit, like first off, that's actually like end of the month, first of the month lock checks. That's why we do. And we go check for units that don't have locks on it for maybe the people that didn't tell us, But the amount of people that like claim they move out, but their lock is still on their unit. Like, that you're occupying that unit. That's our sign you are using that. So
you can't take the lock off.
Yeah.
So even if they've signed like, hey, I'm leaving.
Oh yeah. If your lock's on your unit, you're not getting moved out. You're staying in there. That's like you occupying it. We don't have possession of it. Think about it. Like in a sense of like apartments, let's say, obviously most apartments have master keys to these, but let's say they didn't. There's like a different sort of lock system. If you haven't returned your keys back to the office and they have possession of it, how can they move you out? They don't have possession of it anymore, Also, we don't know what's behind that door. I don't have x-ray vision. There could be dressers and couches in there. Yeah. Half the time that people say they moved out with the lock off, and by the time the lock got taken off, there was still stuff inside. So, I've realized that. So that's a huge one. Take your lock off. Some places might have like a smart lock system where that might not apply. But if you do have, even if you get the lock and key from the storage facility, that doesn't matter. Take it off. And then do not leave items inside. Don't leave furniture for the next tenant or something like that. Like, just don't. For one, we're really not supposed to move people out if there's items still inside. But depending on what it is, you would be charged with like a cleaning fee of some sort, and it's just a pain. Like, what am I supposed to do with 5 dressers and a couch?
It makes sense. The same like vein of like apartments and stuff. You get charged if you leave all of your stuff in there.
We'd be surprised. There's a lot of times like I'm like, this person moved out, the lock is off, they did everything, they communicated with us, and then we get there and it's like a broken dresser inside. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? Oh, I didn't want that anymore. You can just do whatever you want with it. It's like, no, it's not mine. It's yours. Like, you can either come get it or I'll charge you with a dumping fee. And like, we don't have dumpsters. We can't just dump it. So we'll have to like pay a company to come haul it off. And it's not fun. So I'm like, just please come back and get it.
I do think it is funny that people who do that tend to think that they're the ones giving you something.
It's like, it's yours. You can keep it.
Yeah, take it. Love it. Like, you just do what you want with it. It's like, I didn't I didn't want it in the first place.
Yeah.
Like,
I think the weirdest thing I've seen something left, I swear this must have came from like a Barnes and Nobles or something like that, but it was this massive shelf, like bookshelf, but it was from some like brand of a book or author or something because it had like all the quotes and stuff down the side and there was a rabbit on it. Like it was a very unique piece that must have been at like a Barnes and Noble with like the whole series of books and stuff. And they're like, oh yeah, you can have it. And I'm like, what am I going to do with this? Like, call Barnes & Noble. Do you want this back? I don't know if you stole it. Yeah, that's my move outs wish, what I wish tenants would know. So
yeah. And I feel like the highlight of that is like the communication
the biggest
part.
thing, communication.
And I mean, I feel like that's where a lot of tenants, I feel like, maybe get scared to say, oh, well, I don't know if I'm going to move out. I don't know. And then next thing you know, they're just like calling and saying, why are you guys charging my account?
Well, it's not like apartments where it's like, you know, you put in your notice to move out as well. And then for some reason you don't and your unit's been rented. Like we don't pre-lease units like that.
So you don't.
So like if you don't, like we can just cancel it and stay. We'd rather you stay in there, trust me. But the biggest thing, yeah, I've had people that would reach out 2 months later. Like let's say like they're behind 2 months. Lock has been on the unit this entire time. Call like, I moved out of my unit. I don't know what you're talking about. Like your lock is on. It's been 2 months. You've been receiving all these notifications from us at your past unit. You're just now telling me like you moved out like 2 months ago. But going into communications a little bit too, and kind of since we touched on it a little bit, payments, like, you know, if you're behind or things like that, this is a few things. I feel like if you're ever going to be late on your rent, regardless of where it's at, communicate.
Yep.
You know, I would much rather you reach out to me than me have to reach out to you. But we also get it. Like life is hard. We're in 2025, almost into 2026. But like I get it. Everything's expensive. But just communicate. Email and phone updates also matter a lot. Like if you get a new number, how do we get in contact with you? That's a huge thing that surprisingly people don't.
Yeah, I think people forget that they like your phone number and email is attached to a lot of other accounts that people still like, you know, contact you at. I think a lot of people probably forget, oh yeah, I got a new number. Let me let my storage facility know.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I know for emails is a huge, I mean, phone as well, but email is a huge one for us because that's where people get those automatic notices if payment didn't go through or, you know, things like that. So please, if you ever get a new email, let us know. And obviously we can't reach out to you for emergencies, like if anything happened.
Yeah.
So,
That is true.
Again, we're not scary. We'd much rather find a solution to whatever your problems are versus like sending out like auction notices and stuff. So just communicate and make sure your phone number and email is up to date. And also another thing too, you can pay online your bill 24/7. You don't need us at the office. You don't have to wait for us at the office hours, calling, you know, whatever. So I feel like that's something people also don't know.
The fact that you can pay online is probably a lot better than waiting for office hours, especially if you're already past due.
Well, a huge one is like I have people that will call like after hours and leave voicemails like the night before late fees would hit. And they're like, I'm trying to pay my bill, you know, like call me back. We're obviously not there. We don't see it. We come in and like, oh yeah, it's late fees are today. You know, here's the information. And you see like it's been sent a few times back, like here's a link, all this stuff. So yeah, just create your account and get used to it. And we're happy to help. Don't get me wrong. But
in 2025, the fact that you can pay a lot of things online, that should be like a given. That the first thing I would think of is, can I pay this online? Let me go to their website. So what would you say are some like common mistakes that you find after talking about both moving in, moving out, like kind of outside of that? You know, what are some things that you think people like just, man, no matter how many times you tell them, it still happens?
One, I would say, so if you like lose the key to your lock, don't try to cut the lock off yourself. I don't know. That is a big one. Call us. Let us know. We will do it for you the right way. You know, obviously, there is a lock cut fee to them, but it is very intricate, and you could damage the latch or the door or things, and you could just be held liable to those damages if you try to do it yourself and that happened versus us. I mean, we're pretty trained on it. I haven't damaged anything, but if I did, that's on me, not on you. So that is one I would definitely say.
I could just see them being like,
yeah, please don't do that. Also, don't store food. I know that kind of sounds crazy, but like pantry items, seasonings, you know, rodents, they love those. Surprisingly, that is a mistake I've seen a lot. Also, don't be like plugging in fans and heaters, like even if like you brought like your own electricity source, mind you. We don't have electric for a reason. There's safety reasons involved. And also a lot of our buildings, like our climate buildings, they are regulated at a certain temperature. But I've seen, seen people try to like bring in their own heaters or things like that. Also, if something breaks or leaks or looks off, just like let us know. Again, communicate.
Yep.
Anytime you see something that's broken or, let's say your door latch or something's happening, don't try to fix it yourself. Just call us.
That makes sense. It's always the people like after the fact though. They're like, oh, it was like this the whole entire time that I was here. You didn't tell us. So how we're not inside of your unit. So we don't know.
And I get that. Like, I'm kind of the same way in a sense. Like, I'm not a complainer. Like, if I don't like my nails at a nail salon, I will, like, I love it, pay for it, get in my car. Like, that sucks,
What are some, like, etiquette things as, like, a first time, renter that you're like, this is, no matter if you're renting with us, no matter if you're renting somewhere else, what are some, like, etiquette things?
That's a really good question. I'm actually really glad that you asked that. One would be respect our access hours, gate access hours. They're there for security. It's not just like a suggestion. Definitely respect those hours. Being mindful of like where you park. I know every location's probably set up a little bit different, but I know at mine specifically, there's like a driveway in the middle of like two buildings that you can access the climates from different doors. And it's a pretty large, wide drive, but if someone's parked on this side and you park directly next to them on that side, no cars can drive through. Don't block the driveways is all. I promise any location it's built for people to come and go with their cars, unload, make it easy. It's, just don't block the driveways. Don't park directly next to someone. If you like are looking around and be like, man, no cars can get through, you probably should move your car. So surprisingly, that is a big one. Also, like, cleaning up after you're unloading or loading. Every day I'm driving around and the amount of just random stuff I see in the drive, like broken glass, which if they don't have a dustpan or broom, like I'm not going to expect them to get that with their hands, but at least come up and let us know.
I would at least like call and say, hey, I just broke something. Do you guys happen to have?
I don't mind going out and doing it, but I don't want
my car to run over that.
And I know no one's running around barefoot there, but, you never know. So that's a big one. But one time I was driving around and there was like 2 half-eaten pieces of pizza and like Cheetos and just like the randomest, stuff. But definitely just kind of being mindful of all of that. And then, oh my gosh, this is so big. I'm so glad we're talking about this. We have these awesome little like red dolly carts by every door for our climate buildings. Put those back where you found them, please. That is so big. Oh my gosh. Every day I'm going on a hunt for these carts that are missing and they're just like in these random areas. And sometimes people will literally put them in their units and close it. And we have to like sift through camera footage, figure out who it was, tell them, hey, come back and put it back. It's in your unit. Put those carts back. Like they're there for a convenience for you and everybody else. And that is like probably the worst part of my day is having to hunt down. Yeah,
I would be so upset fully knowing that the storage facility that I chose has dollies that I've used before. And then I show up planning to use them and they're not there.
I remember one morning, this was not very long ago, I was driving around. That's like one thing we do every morning and afternoon. We make sure all the carts are where they're supposed to be. And I'm not finding this one cart. And I'm like on a hunt. I'm going around. And the whole time this tenant is blowing me up on the phone. There's a cart that I'm missing. I need it. Like, I'm moving in. And I'm like, I know. I'm in the middle of looking for it. And it was a really bad morning, all because the red cart wasn't there.
And you had a customer complaining.
The whole time I'm like trying to find it too. And I'm like, you want to help? Like, I mean, it is what it is. We're not a grocery store. We have all these carts in different areas. Like, we have them designated for each door.
I think at the end of the day, we just want every tenant to have like the best storage experience possible. Absolutely. So that's kind of like what we're trying to do here. I don't think that there's any, calling anyone out specifically.
No, not at all.
Maybe the cart people we're calling you out specifically.
Yeah, no, not at all. I just want everybody on the same page. We want, like you said, everyone to have a great experience. And again, I mean, there's like a lot of things that I probably do that I don't realize I do because I'm not like, a worker here or this and that and the other. And so it was really just kind of like shed some light from, our side, why policies are the way that they are, like what we have in place. So everyone's on the same page from moving in to moving out, everything can just run smoother. So
No, thank you guys for listening to Modern Storage Unpacked. If you found this helpful, share it with a future tenant or a fellow tenant and leave us a review. All of these tips and tricks are here for you. And hopefully you're watching this and you feel a little bit more educated about, the next time you stop at your storage facility.
absolutely. Thank you all for listening. We'll see you guys next time on Modern Storage Unpacked.
That's a wrap for this episode of Modern Storage Unpacked. Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe. See you next time.